Emily Petros. Welcome to Adultish Wines podcast.
I'm over the moon. I mean, I feel like you and I were probably in a womb together at some point, and we're being brought back together.
Listen, I am so happy that you said it first because I didn't know if I was going to absolutely freak you out.
No chance.
By saying, okay, so Emily Petros, host of Open Wide podcast. I came across your page when one of your many viral reels went viral. It was the pooping while pregnant reel.
Absolutely.
I've never been pregnant. I do poop, but I was like, this girl is a bit of me. And I started following you since then. And I'm like, I listened to you. And it's like, am I complimenting myself too much when I say that I feel like we're similar? Because I
feel
tackle my ass off. It's like borderline not safe for work. Like if I'm at my computer, my real job, you know what I mean? Like I am cackling.
I love it. I mean, think about my poor parents, like the absolute trials and tribulations they have to go through listening to my solo episodes. Like it's not good, but it's something.
No, it's something. And like you said in your most recent Open Wide with yourself, just be yourself.
I mean, it's all we got. Like the energy I would have to, put in to not be this. It's not worth it,
It's draining.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's draining. Well, I'm so happy you're you. And if we don't work together after this or become best online friends and then meet together or meet in person eventually, I am going to take it personally. And that's fine. I'm okay. I'm a rational human. I will just accept that like it wasn't a connection.
No, we'll end up on a text thread that will have check-ins. I need at least twice a week. At least, minimum. Yep. Yep.
I actually really hope so. Okay, so before I have so much to talk to you about and an hour is going to fly by. So Open Wide podcast, when did that start? How did it start? Let's go.
Yeah. So I did comedy basically all the way through college, mainly stand-up. I did a little bit of sketch comedy. And then when I graduated, I was like, oh, I need a 401k. Like that's, I guess, what we need to do. So I was like, get a job, whatever that means. So I started, being an assistant at a beauty company that turned out to be an MLM. How about that?
Oh my God. Like one of those drinks. I've been involved in one of them. Yeah. Like an energy drink, a pyramid scheme.
Yep. Or a scream, either way. They're both. And so when I left that, I started working in celebrity homes. I'm a purchaser for private estates. I too don't really know what that means. And I wasn't allowed to do comedy at the same time. Everything had to be very separate, very private. And then once I left that family, I was like, baby, I'm back.
Yeah.
I gotta get back into comedy. And so the podcast just came to fruition because I originally wanted to just interview old people. It was just going to be a podcast.
That's a great idea for somebody out there because I would tune in.
Right. I also just feel like old people are the tea. Like they've done anal, they've done blow, and we act like they haven't. And it's like, we need to get down to brass tacks. So I think one thing led to another. And people are down to talk about themselves. People are down to come on and tell me their tales. And it's just been so fun.
Oh my God. So do you do it? Are you at a studio or do you do it on your own? What's the vibe there?
So because I'm dealing with mostly strangers, I do have a third party studio just so I don't have them in my home. But yeah, it's up in a studio in the gorgeous town of Burbank, California. And it's just been a hoot and a holler.
I need you to know that I did full season 3 in my home and actually did my best to not have strangers come there, but I did. Some were people that I slept with not involving the podcast and some were guests on the podcast.
Yep. I have to say I have probably slept with 2 or 3 of my guests and nobody has known. I mean, it's like we don't address it on the podcast, but I kind of just want people to think like, did they? And the answer is probably yes.
Same.
Yeah. We should honestly swap each other's guests and then circle back. You know what I mean?
I have to tell you that recently I met somebody and they were like, in person at a like networking event or creator whatever event, and they were like, "Oh, I'm really interested in being on your podcast." And I said, "Are you interested in being on my podcast, or were you interested in taking me on a date? Because the podcast is
Sure.
not part of that process." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm just interested in taking you on a date." And I said, "Perfect, let's do that."
Absolutely. Absolutely. He should have just cut to the chase from the jump. You know what I mean?
Right? I already don't respect you.
Right.
I already don't respect
Right.
the runaround you just tried to do.
Right. We don't need you to be mic'd up. Like, let's just keep it off camera.
And
So
if
that was
and if
bold.
you are mic'd up, let's get the consent going
Mhm,
because
mhm. Sign the
always doing it for
waivers.
the plot.
Sure. Sure. That has been the story of my life. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so happy to hear you are a comedian because I obviously just don't know that much about you because you talk to guests mostly on the podcast, right? And so
Sure.
then I started looking at your personal Instagram and I was like, is she a comedian? And then you said you're a purchaser and styler and what you do is you're essentially working for rich people, which
Yep.
I guess we all are if we're not working for
Sure.
ourselves.
The man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're all in the system, I guess. Yeah, I am acutely aware that my personal Instagram is such an abomination and it has no sense of branding or like who I am. And I'm curious if you feel the same way. I hate social media. I don't know how to engage with it and also have it help
Mm.
my career. You know what I
I
mean?
actually love social media.
God damn it.
I do not like, well, I don't know if I love it, but I do not mind it at all. I feel like I have a really healthy relationship with social media. I
Right,
never am like
right.
looking at um people's bodies, like women, other women, or even podcasts and being like, I wish I was like them. Like I see it
Sure.
really truly as motivation
Well, it's like this
and
machine.
inspiration.
Yeah, yeah. You know
But
what's funny? I've noticed when I see skinny people on Instagram, my first thought, hand to God, I'm like, where are the organs? Like when I see someone who is so rail thin, I'm like, where's the liver?
they're
Like where does
squished.
it all fit? It makes no sense.
No, and I think on that topic, you should think about too, and this will make you feel better, makes me feel better because I am tall and not petite, is you can't eat or drink as much as I can. And that sucks for you.
It's more of a detriment to them than it is to you. And I think it's sad for them, 100%. No, I what I'm doing is I create content on my stories, which is not creating any growth whatsoever. Um, I have had a handful of people, proverbially put a gun to my head to do stand up again. So we're trying to get back in that. Yeah, we're in the weeds.
I love it. I heard in one of your recent podcasts that there's like big exciting things happening in 2025. So could that be part
Mhm.
of it?
Yes, with the podcast, I'll be switching to a new studio that may or may
Okay.
not be a part of my dream production company.
Stop
So
it.
we'll see.
Stop it.
I
I
know.
don't
I
even
know.
know and I'm very excited
Yeah, a little
for
sneak
you.
preview.
Oh my gosh, how
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So like I'm absolutely ready to quit whatever this other job is so we can just,
Yeah, so
talk to
your
the
other
people.
job, do you hate it? Do you love it? Like what's the deal? And also like I just have to say I don't want to bring down the mood, but you are
Bring it
in Los
down.
Angeles and it's all burned down. And I am from Los Angeles, so
Yeah.
I mean, I it's not about me, but I just want to say I feel for you. My heart is with
Thank
everyone in
you.
Los Angeles. I just feel like I feel weird.
No, we all do. I mean, what a way to start 2025. You know what I mean? Like, I think this series of events thus far has made me just want to go out to pasture. I'm just like, what are we doing? I will say, totally fine on, on the east side of LA. I'm definitely one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
But I think LA's morale is going to be weird for a little bit.
I think it's gonna be weird. I talked to somebody who said like it's like people are obviously doing nothing. Like, what is there to do? But then there are people still, kind of living their lives as they
Totally.
should if they can, and that's weird too. Like, there's kind of
Totally.
no right way to do it right now.
Yeah, it's like mourning this horrific tragedy and then also trying to keep some semblance of normalcy and businesses still need our money and people are still needing to go to restaurants and it's I will say I think LA gets a bad rap for not having community or just being very distant from each other. But I will say after this, people showed up.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this has really brought us together. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't really know. I can't speak on behalf of LA, but there is a sense of community that I feel like is really showing up.
No, I feel like you're right. And I'm so happy that's what's being showcased on social media, even. And if you think about it
Sure.
too, social media is bringing so many people together far and wide outside of LA or not. Like if you're not from LA, you know somebody in Southern California who has been affected by this, or you're
Totally.
once or twice removed. So it's a
Totally.
huge thing. And it's really nice with the state of the world that we're in, that I like to just adoringly call a dumpster fire.
Sure.
Oh, fire.
Sure. No,
You
it's
know what I'm
okay. It all is, I'm like, it's a little reminiscent of the beginning of 2020 where we were all like,
Yeah.
are we sure we want to do this year? Like, should we just skip to the next one? I'm kind of feeling that energy right now.
Oh, no, no, no.
What's your start of the year been?
My start of the year. Okay, so I have a January birthday, so let's just be selfish about it. It
Oh my God.
sucks. Are you January?
I'm February.
Okay. I'm a
Early
Capricorn.
Feb. Oh, okay. We're right on the cusp. Your girl's an Aquarius.
I am not totally into astrology. I do feel like I need to get there. But what I'm saying about that is like January birthdays suck. Like everyone's still full from the holidays. They're broke
Sure.
from the holidays. They're tired from the holidays and they don't want to do anything. So what I do is I just always do a brunch on my birthday, but it's a come and go. It's not a sit down. You're not splitting the bill with 25 people. That's for something that you didn't buy or purchase if you're doing dry January or what have
Yep.
you. It's actually a necessity that there's cocktail tables because I don't want it to feel sit down vibe, and that it's fast, service, counter service. Those are the requirements. From 12 to 4, I'll be there. Come if you want, when you
You're a
want.
real one. Yep. You are a real one. I have talked about this too, like the whole splitting of the bill. Because coming from someone who doesn't drink, it gets really treacherous.
Oh
You know?
my God, that's expensive.
It's tough.
Like it's expensive for you, even though you don't drink.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do want to say, I hope you still feel celebrated because I do feel like
I do.
you do. Okay.
I do. Absolutely. And in this way, I allow, like previously before I did this, I would like, okay, my friends want to plan me something. And I would just feel like it's not something I wanted to do. Now, don't plan my birthday. Don't have any part in it. Just show up and be there. It's just
Easy.
And I feel very celebrated and loved. So yes.
Okay, good. Now, do you get the birthday blues?
Is that before or after the birthday?
Honestly, time is but a construct. It could be day of, it can be leading up. Like, do we shed any tears?
No, I love getting older. I feel really, I just feel like I step more into myself every year.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
and it's the beginning of the year, which is the one good thing. Like I just feel like, okay, it does kickstart my
Sure.
year.
Sure.
I am a big empath. Huge. Like literally, so the fires in LA
Mhm.
have been weighing on me. I almost didn't have a
Mhm.
birthday celebration because I just couldn't imagine doing something when so many people
Sure.
have nothing. But with pep talks from my friends, they were like, listen, like, people have to continue.
Totally. Totally.
So.
Yeah, it's I think birthdays can just be a weird time, But I
Yeah.
also think you have found your rhythm. You found the way to crack the code, still feel celebrated, know how to do it where it feels good for you and your friends. Like you're in the sweet
Yeah,
spot.
but that's also come with a lot of work. I'm not
Mm.
sure. Are you into therapy? Are you therapy
Girl. Yeah. Yeah. My therapist and I actually have the same vibrator, which I found out recently.
Now that is crazy.
It's my girl. It's my
I
girl.
need to know how we got on that subject.
Yeah, I was a little late to the game with vibrators. I was always just the hand. I also have this thing with tampons.
I also like that.
Yeah, I do think we need to bring back the hand. I do think it gets a little flack. But I had just gotten one and I didn't realize you had to charge it fully, So unbeknownst to me, we were hitting like medium charge. And I thought, the plague of women, I thought I had a quote robust vagina because I was like, it's not doing anything. Like I feel broken. And I could see her face change and I could tell she really wanted to connect with me in that moment. And she was like, I have the same one. You just have to charge it fully for the first time. I was like, that's my girl.
And that's what
She
I
was
pay
looking
you
out.
for.
Yes. Yes. Out of network. I'm like, that's a real friend. Okay, wait. I actually have been having this conversation with friends. Do you think that vibrators are fucking up our ability to come with partners?
I mean, I think that the correct answer, like probably scientifically proven, is absolutely 100%.
Sure, sure.
But I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like, mm,
I
you
don't
know,
I don't care, but also I don't use like there's been time I mean sometimes where I use them more than others, just depends on the vibe if you will.
sure.
um but yeah, no, I mean masturbating in general is like you're becoming more used to something,
Right,
you know,
right. I'm
or
just like,
different expectations.
right. I can do it so quickly myself. And I just
Right.
feel like, yeah,
Yeah, but
I
like
gotta go down
maybe
that journey.
it could be a little bit more fun. Like it's a little bit more of like a game, like sex, like
Right,
like
right.
try to get me there in your head.
Sure, 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 sure. I can like kind of lay out like a little roadmap for him. You know what's crazy? I actually, for the first time in my life, I came with something inside of me. That's something being a dick, but I can
Wait,
only.
let's
No,
talk
I
about this
know.
because I've never.
N- The fact that only 17% of women can come from the inside feels like a hate crime. And I don't know what we can do as a society to up that number. Um,
I don't know.
yeah, so we're the same.
Yeah,
Everything
I
has to
mean
be on the outside.
foreplay outside anything, but a dick
Right.
inside me, I won't. I'm not. We can try, and it's fun
Sure.
to try. That's fine too. Like I love sex,
Right.
but I'm
We
gonna
have
need
to.
other stimulation.
Right, right, right. And
Yeah,
it is a fighter's spirit when the man is willing to, at least try. Like I
it
have to
is.
give credit where credit is due. But it was the first time, granted, I was touching myself as he was inside. But
Yeah.
even when it was happening, I was like, I think I'm gonna come. It wasn't like, I was like shocked. And it was so exciting. And I was like, I mean, opening new doors. I feel like it's the only hint of hope that I have seen thus far for 2025.
I was gonna ask, and I was hoping you were gonna say it was in 2025.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love that. Okay, was
Yeah.
this person from a dating app or in person?
So he and I met 3 years ago.
I knew it was gonna be a
Yeah.
previous. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
Well, because before him, the last time I had sex was last June. So you're just going on my own little personal journey there.
Okay, love that.
But we had met on a dating app 3 years ago and we had reconnected. And let me tell you something. I usually date people who live in apartments. And listen, I'm a man of the people. Okay. I get it. But fucking in a single family home is such an upgrade. And I feel like it's one of those things where, like, once you've experienced first class, I have not, you can't go back. Like, now that I am seeing someone who owns a home, I'm screwed. But what was even crazier, so we, had this little reunion. This was last week. God, I hope he doesn't watch this. Then we had a date a couple days ago. We're going to have like a little dimly lit dinner, sit in a booth, do the whole thing.
Same
Tell me
side of a
why.
booth.
Absolutely. Tell me why on the way there, I got in a car accident and the woman totaled my car. So this man, who I haven't seen basically in 3 years, have only seen once since then, fully knight in shining armor, shows up, takes care of me, takes off my thigh-high tights that I was wearing during the accident. So we still kept it hot. We still kept it cute, but it was, I think we're trauma bonded now. I think I'm screwed.
Kind of. I mean, sucks for him. Good for you. Like could
100%.
be that this is your man now.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I'm pregnant now. Like, I guess I have to have your children.
Oh my god, what a gem! That is so nice.
I know. Do
Wow.
you have a pattern of attracting men who you take care of?
I
projecting
attract
myself onto
men.
you.
Oh yeah, I try to take care of every man that I date, and they don't want it, and I keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a breastfeeder like me. No, we breastfeed. That's what's shocking about
For the
this, guys.
record, if I have a child, I will never breastfeed. I just want that out there.
Don't even feed it. It's like let it fend for itself. You know what I mean? It builds character. Oh,
Sorry.
that
That's
feels like a bad omen.
Hold on. Just 1 second here. Everything's fine. No, we're good. All good. Continue going.
No,
The
something's
tree
not
that just
right.
fell down on me.
Yeah, I feel like the tree is like a symbol for like life itself. I'm like, I'm scared for you. I'm a
Oh
little
no,
nervous.
I'm gonna bring in Sage to the studio next time. That
Okay.
can't be good. I was talking about breastfeeding and you saying don't feed them.
I
Oh
said,
god.
don't feed
Okay.
a child, and then that happens. Like, that's not. I'm so scared.
So scared. Okay, wait. So one time someone got in a car accident on their way to a date with me and I asked him for a photo for proof. So that makes me an asshole.
No, no. That's a woman scorned. Who hurt you? Who I need to know a little bit of history of who brought you to this place.
So many.
Yeah. Yeah.
But guess what? There was no photo for proof. And I said, that's crazy. They said they didn't take a photo. And I said, it's already been towed. You didn't take a photo for the insurance company. You're a liar. And also, actually, you're just a catfish.
What? No, no.
So
no.
anyway, I'm happy that not everyone lives through what I had to put. Like, that is
Sure.
rude of me to do.
But I feel like something in your gut was telling you to ask, and you got the data that you needed to hear.
Well, maybe
No
it was
one
the fact
doesn't
that
take a photo.
yeah, and maybe it was the fact that it was a massage on the first date.
Let's talk about that.
That was a red flag for me. But I was like, I'll go with it. Like, I'm always mad that people don't plan a date. This guy said, meet me
Sure.
at this, whatever massage studio at this time. And I was like, okay.
I thought he was going to massage you. I was like, what dating app was this? You were going to like a third-party massage studio?
Yeah.
Got it. What an interesting date, because you can't really talk. Was it a couples
Right.
massage?
No, and in fact, it was like, oh gosh, I don't know exactly what kind, but some sort of like Thai massage where you are actually separate. You are actually men on one side and women on the other. And I also thought that was
No.
weird. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I
So
have so many follow-up questions, but I'm guessing he's not in the picture anymore.
not in the picture.
Okay.
Definitely not in the picture. Okay. What is the best and worst thing about your job?
I'd have to say the best thing. So with my last boss, I was with them for 4 years. I got to dress
You
them.
worked and slept with your boss.
No.
Oh.
No. I just worked for him
Oh,
for
okay.
4
Got
years.
it. Okay.
Wait, when you say job, do you mean what kind of job?
Your personal purchasing and styling.
Purchasing. Okay. Yeah, I would say the best part. I was like, let's just clarify that. So I worked for them for 4 years, and I got to dress them for the Oscars, and so that was incredible. And I think the styling aspect of it is like the most exciting, glamorous part of that job. I would say the worst part is when you start working with billionaires, I think you start to lose touch on what's important,
Yeah.
Like, I think when I left that job, even though they were incredible people to work with, I felt like I like woke up from a very long nap. We used to communicate via sticky notes, and that just was like normal for the time. And I was like, this is batshit.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, it's maintaining, this is my life and this is their life.
Right.
And they're separate. So yeah, it's a wild ass job.
So you bought you bought with their money, planes, homes, boats.
So I never purchased those actual things, but I buy everything to maintain those. So
Didn't know that was a job,
literally same.
Yeah.
I basically got into it just because I was an executive assistant and this recruiter told me about the job. And I was like, what do you mean? It's the most LA thing, but it's maintaining their properties there,
Okay. Property manager-ish.
but just with purchasing. It's so niche. I know. It's really only for a small part or like echelon of these people.
Yeah.
You get to a certain level of wealth and buying isn't fun for them anymore. It's an insane concept. And so it's a burden to them, and it becomes my W-2 job.
Okay. And were you like kind of on call for, are you on call for this pretty much?
My last job, definitely. I was with someone in the entertainment industry, so it's just a bit of a different beast, but I'm with someone in tech now, and it is chill. Like I can do the podcast, everyone, it's a much chiller situation. So
Okay. And no concern for eventually being fired for any, I mean, obviously you're not talking about your clients, but like totally fine for you to have separation of church and state. I can
totally
be a comedian and have a podcast and also do that.
Totally. I think I like must be a sociopath or something, because I think when I click into work mode, like they don't really bleed into each other. That being said, if my boss is watching this and wants to fund my podcast career, he's welcome to do that. But no, it's yeah, they're two very separate entities.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to play a little game. It's a new segment I'm doing. It's going to be called Whine or Fine. So essentially rapid fire, but like not so much, because I do want to hear the reasoning, whether it's a whine or fine.
Okay.
And just like, don't hold anything back. You know, we're best friends now.
No, we're soul sisters at this point.
That's soul sisters. Okay. Whine or fine? Fake plants, which is hilarious because this fake plant fell on me.
It's actually going to get up and attack you if I say whine. But it's going to be a whine for me. I think there's just some bad juju. I don't know what now this is coming from someone who has murdered quite literally every single one of my plants. So I'm sure they want me to get a fake plant.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a whine.
Okay. So you don't have any, do you still try with real plants?
Every time.
Yeah. See, I do still try with real plants.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of the big guys fake because I don't trust myself.
Well, it's a little high-low. It's like we need a balance of both. Honestly, exactly. I should go to like Joann's or like a Michael's and just commit to maybe one fake.
No, don't do it, because actually fake plants are a whine for me too.
Okay, right?
Sometimes they're a necessary evil. Like I'm not going to have a real plant at my studio.
Sure. I also just feel like when I think of a fake plant, I think of like a doctor's office, like something really sterile, you know, like a fake orchid that's just covered in dust.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, if I'm at a house and you have a fake plant, I'm checking to see the dust on the leaves. 100%. Have you wiped those leaves lately?
The answer is going to be no. They're never wiped. Yeah, it's going to be a hardcore whine. I take back... Listen, love Joann's, love Michael's. I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it. Don't change who you are.
No.
Okay. Whine or fine? Pickleball.
Oh, you bitch.
You could get canceled for this answer, so.
You know what? I've actually never played pickleball. Personally, I find a common thread with those who play pickleball. They tend to also like things such as Coachella. They might be a Swiftie. These things are all fine. They're not necessarily my MO.
Okay.
So I'm going to say, if it works for you, it works for you. As far as me, I'm just going to pass. I'm going to sit this one out.
So are you ever wearing a little tennis skirt just recreationally, just running to Trader Joe's? You know, is that something that we're catching you in?
You might. I will say I have incredible legs. My ankles are questionably my best asset.
Really?
Very thick torso, like just a square, very little differentiation between the hip and the waist. But once we get down to the legs, there's something to be stared at for sure.
Okay, we're showing those off.
Show the gams. Yeah.
Okay, glad you mentioned torso because wine or fine bodysuits.
Now, are we talking the one like a Skims bodysuit?
Like a bodysuit, like any bodysuit that snaps under your vagina, or you pull on from the bottom and goes to the top.
Sure. I'm going to say fine because I have this one bodysuit from Forever 21 that I've had since maybe sophomore year of high school that is truly hanging on by the last thread. And it does something so exquisite to my body that I don't care. It like honestly kind of gives me a yeast infection, just the way that it like rides up, but it's going to be a fine for me.
I do think that we're born from some sort of similar because I also have a bodysuit from Forever 21 that I just won't get rid of. Like, I would even potentially go take it to be fixed if needed.
1,000,000%.
It was
$12 back in the day.
12 years ago, but it's worth $30 in alteration.
Yep. That old school Forever 21 bodysuits have the highest return on investment I think I have ever purchased. Beyond. Ever. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to.
They don't. So I used to be a bottle girl in college, and I used to take. Oh my God. I used to take whatever wet cash I got the night of and go to Forever 21 and just blow a bag. Just like the trashiest, ugliest clothes. But it was my mecca. I mean, it was my North Star.
Oh my God. Can you say what club you were a bottle girl? Wait, where did you go to school?
So I went to Boston University.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be familiar, but I thought if you were going to say like Ledoux or something, I was in LA.
No. Low budget. No. Massachusetts has this weird law where you can be a bartender when you're 18 or 19. So I got my bartender's license and I went to go apply to be a bartender. And I remember I was doing like a test shift with them, and it was a club, bar, restaurant. They had to hit all of them. And one of the bottle girls had called out sick, and he's like, "Will you please just cover the shift?" And I was like, "Fuck no." Obviously, people pleaser, strapped on the corset. I think I made like $600 in 3 hours, which when you're 19, I mean, honestly, when you're 29, it was amazing.
Yeah.
The place was called Gem, though. It's not there anymore.
Okay. Dogs.
Oh my God, a big fine. Not all dogs. Okay. There are some. Everyone is beautiful in God's eyes. There are some that I feel like we just need to maybe breed out of existing. Like
let's say our first choice for being breeded out on the count of 3 and see if we're similar. 1, 2, 3. Pug.
Bouchon. Ooh. Ooh. Honestly, to your credit though, pugs look like they're not enjoying their time on this planet. Like they look like they're like, please take me out. Like I don't want to be here either. They can't breathe.
What is a bouchon?
Isn't there something called like a bouchon frise? Or is that a salad?
I've never.
Can we fact check this? I'm pretty sure there's a dog called Bouchon. It's like the little white things that get like brown when they get older and like wet. I don't know. It's just this.
This sounds supernatural. Okay. I would also maybe venture to say one of those doodles.
The doodles look like they're trying really hard as well. Like, I think there's something in the breeding process that we've done in their heads, and it looks like a struggle.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do love dogs.
Okay. You're a dog person. Wine or fine, reclining the airplane seat.
Oof. I'm going to say fine. Your girl has a metal back. Yeah. I have a fused spine. I'm gonna need to kick it back. I'm gonna get a little tight in the sacrum if I don't. I also think it's there for a reason. Let's use it.
Preach.
Yep. Are you the same?
Preach. 100%. I don't care if it's a 40-minute flight or a 2-hour flight or it's 16-hour flight. Like it's free speech. It's free reclining if you want. I don't
Yes.
care. And
Yes.
that's coming from a 5'10" gal, okay? Like, I'm tall. My legs are close to the seat in front of me, but, like,
Yes.
I respect what you gotta do up there, homie.
100%. Now, I will embarrass myself trying to get back because the button is always
No,
stuck. And
where
I'm like,
is the button?
it's
How did I
never where
get
you
here
need
to
it.
start with?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. High risk, high reward.
Right. Okay, this is good. Also, I mean, this might be too forward, but
Never.
you're pretty funny. So, sounds like you may have lots of trauma. Do you have some dead people in your life, or is it just
Do I
humor?
have
What is
dead
it?
people? It's a great question. I do have a history of night terrors, so I do think I might be like a little haunted, like seeing the little demons on the ceiling when you have like sleep paralysis. Um, so who knows? I might have like ghosts of those who have passed around, but I do think I'm starting to look into generational trauma. I do think I'm like carrying the burdens of maybe a woman who was burned at the stake for being a witch, or like someone who cried and was shot. I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's definitely some old shit that was brought into my
Okay.
vessel. But, alcoholic dad, classic. Haven't really experienced a whole lot with death though. Is that your MO?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
time?
death girl. Lots of dead people.
Okay. What do you
I
mean?
never see
Family,
them though. I
friends?
don't see dead people, but yeah, lots of
Okay.
them. Yeah.
Did it all happen around the same time? Oh my
No,
gosh.
just throughout life. Mom, grandparents who were like parents, couple couple friends, like good family friends.
Okay.
Gun at my head, mugged,
No.
things like
No.
that. But that's what gives me the character. Drug addict mom before died. So yeah,
Stop.
I mean, no.
Were you close with your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. And is your
Rest in
dad
peace.
still around?
Still around, don't know where. Well, I think
This is
actually
why you're funny.
Toluca Lake,
Okay. Okay.
California. Yeah.
Are you afraid of death? Like, are
Not at all.
you? Me either.
Not at all.
I don't know what that is. I have friends who are petrified, and rightfully so, I guess. But I'm like, sounds kind of peaceful.
Uh-oh, someone had to say it.
Sounds really quiet. I don't know. Let me just knock on wood
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
I just kind of am like, when it's my time, like, please take me, don't make it painful, and hopefully I'll see
100%.
you on one of the sides. Like, I pretty much know which side I would be going to. Do you
I'll
know what
meet
I
you
mean?
there.
But like,
I'll meet you there. Yeah.
yeah, and that's okay. I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be more fun anyway.
100%.
But
Wait, can I ask how old you were when your mom passed?
I was 24.
Okay.
Yeah, 24, and I'm 35.
So that was okay. Early mid-20s are tough years too.
It's just one of them things. Like, miss her so much. Had the 10-year anniversary was really hard. Like,
Okay.
kind of shook me, but also, like, I just stand strong, and I'm part of the dead mom club, and like, those are my people, and don't wish that for anyone.
Sure.
Obviously.
Sure.
But when you get into it, because hopefully that is the pattern that it goes. Hopefully your parents should go first and then you, right? Like, it is
Sure.
natural. But call me, because I can help you along the way.
Oh, thank you. It does sound like something that truly can't even wrap my head around. Like, it is, I do think of my parents as immortal and can't even imagine. This is such a ridiculous thing to ask, but
Go ahead.
I've heard this comment where deaths or any sort of trauma can feel like, when it starts, it's a rock in your pocket. And as time passes, it starts to feel like a pebble. It's not that the rock ever leaves your pocket. It just feels lighter over time. Do you feel like there are still days where you wake up and it feels like it just happened? Or
Yeah.
like, how does the death of a mom feel 10 years later?
It feels, yeah, it's always there. It's
Yeah.
always there. And now she was a complicated person, and we did have a
Mm.
complicated relationship,
Mhm.
though close. Um, but I mean, I see her in my humor. I see her in, the beautiful day that she would just love to be sitting on the patio. You know what I mean? So it's like
Sure.
sometimes those moments are heartwarming and sometimes they're heart wrenching. Like, you
Mm.
kind of like, ugh, sometimes I have to go, oh my God, like just I get the chills a little bit and like, just like, I can't
Sure.
believe that. Like, and especially she was so young. She was only 56, 57. So yeah, it's hard and I don't wish it upon anyone. It's grief. There's no way to calculate when
Right.
or how you're going to get through it.
Right. Right. I remember my friend from high school, her dad passed, and she got so much flack for drinking the next weekend and going out. And I'm like, we don't know what it's like. If she
Yeah.
needs to take a little shot and shake her ass, do it. There's no right way, right?
Yeah, and also the people around you don't know what to do or what to say or who to be around you. Like they're just doing their best. So
Sure.
it's like, "Oh, you feel good enough to come out this weekend and drink? Okay, that's good. Looks like she's doing well," or, things
Hmm.
like that. Like you don't know if they want to cry in bed, you don't know if they don't want to be talked to about it, but I just always say, my grandma taught me this,
Mm.
was like always acknowledge when something bad happened with somebody, because
Mm.
if you feel uncomfortable, like maybe your friend who passed away, maybe you didn't know what to say. It's always better to say something than
Then
nothing.
nothing. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I know that can be like, I know close people in my life where like I just have no idea what to say. I never said anything and it's been years now, and I haven't talked
Mm.
to them because of it, and I'm like, you just got to say something.
Sure. Sure. Just acknowledge it. I also feel like everyone's learning in that process. Just try.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so your
Oh.
dad, alcoholic, is
Hmm.
he recovering now?
Yeah. He's sober. He's been sober, I think, I want to say 13 or 14 years.
Oh my gosh, congrats,
Um,
dad.
yeah. So I was a problem, tried go, cold turkey, found out he wasn't. And then my mom was like, you got to stop this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to say 13 or 14 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I know that
Yeah.
you don't drink. Is there any, like, correlation there? What's the deal there? And by the
Yeah.
way, there never has to be a reason for somebody to just choose to not
To
wanna
not
drink. So
drink.
if that's your answer, that's totally fine.
No, totally. I actually don't think I got the addictive gene. Um, just shocking. But when I graduated college, something happened where I think I got over drinking. And I know that might sound trite, but I also was going through like a little mental health crisis where alcohol wasn't really a choice.
Okay.
But I got to a point where I didn't miss it. I didn't yearn for it.
Yeah.
That being said, I drink like once every 2 years. I actually had my once every 2 years last weekend.
Okay.
I wanted to go to a reggaeton club and I wanted to shake my ass. So I round out. But yeah, I think it doesn't feel the same when I drink as when I did when I was, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I bet you sleep pretty well.
Sure. I mean, PMS, never sleep. Do you have that PMS insomnia?
No, I do not suffer from insomnia. Something about me is I think I'm a narcoleptic. I can just sleep right
You can
now if
sleep
you
on
wanted me to.
planes.
Oh, yeah, before they take off.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sleeping in the airport seat before they call on Southwest, seating group
stop.
A.
No, you're asleep right now. This
I'm
is
sleeping
wild.
right.
Are you an anxious person?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen the two together. An anxious narcoleptic.
Um,
That's honestly kind of iconic. That is
I'm an
range.
anomaly?
Yeah.
Wait.
Words are
Anomaly?
hard. Anomaly.
Anomaly.
Anomaly? It's a
I'm an
hard word.
anomaly.
Anom? Ali? It's close.
I'm
We get a
gonna just
pass.
save us all. I'm not gonna try again, but I am unique New York. That's why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so
Um,
wild.
yeah. Well, I'm not asleep now. I'm very much here with you. Okay, so couple more questions.
Mhm.
Picture this.
Okay.
You receive an invite to a wedding. that you are
Mhm.
shocked by. No bad blood. You're
Mhm.
just, wow, I haven't talked to them in a long time. I didn't realize we were that close. You choose not to go.
Mhm.
Are you sending a gift?
It's gonna be a no. In this economy, it's gonna be a no. I've actually talked about this on my podcast. I've actually gotten in some heat for saying this. I hate weddings. I
Oh,
know it's an are you the same?
I I don't mind a wedding.
Okay, indifferent maybe.
Yeah.
That being said, I love like my friends being happy and getting like the idea of it, but a 12-hour event, it's too much. I'm spending 3 grand in a weekend. It takes me 8 modes of transportation to get to the space. Like it's just I think people need to like rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Um so with that in mind, I'm definitely not sending a gift if I'm not going. Is that bad?
So uh in my history, I think that etiquette is if you get invited, you
You
send a
have
gift.
to.
However, I really don't know how that became like a thing because if I'm not going to your wedding and it's because like I can't make it and I'm devastated, of course I'm sending a gift because I
Sure.
want to support you in your new life and stuff like that. But
Sure.
like if I'm surprised by the invite, why do I now got to send you a gift or then I'm the asshole?
Right. I think that's the kicker. If it's someone I love and there's some circumstance that I can't go, I'll give you a crock pot. I'll give you whatever's on the registry.
Yeah.
But like me giving ornate soy sauce cups to someone that I barely know is just, it's a little gratuitous,
Yeah.
you know?
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's the definition of doing too much. Okay. You're on an airplane. It
Mhm.
lands, thankfully.
God bless.
People start to clap. Everyone is clapping. You're the only
Mhm.
one not clapping. Do you eventually clap?
It's going to be a no. I do feel like it's our community who loves to clap.
The white people?
The white community is it's a sad community, and I think that's probably the joy that they try to feel is when they clap. But I just have to stand my ground. I won't do it. I won't do it. Mm-mm.
You couldn't pay me to clap when an airplane lands or when a
No.
server drops a tray of drinks.
Nope. No. No. I'm also you can't pay me to go on a cruise either. I just feel like I need to get that out there.
Not a
Refuse.
cruiser.
No cruises, no escape rooms. I think those are like my hard no's.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what's the escape room? What's that deal for you?
I think it's just my own personal hell. Like being trapped in a room with people who love to play games and there's like no windows or there's no like snack or water nearby. I just feel like we can find joy maybe somewhere else,
Okay. Now,
like a
do you
breeze.
like board games, card games? This is an important question.
The only game that I like is Fishbowl. Do you know Fishbowl?
No.
It's a game where everyone writes a bunch of different things on pieces of paper in a bowl. It can be a name, person, place, phrase. It can literally be pages clit. It can be whatever you want. And then there's 3 rounds. The first one is charades. The second round is you have to you can only say one word and you have to guess what is on the piece of paper. It's like friendships are ended playing it. It is so hardcore. Like someone gets punched, someone cries. Like it's really intense.
Oh my god, this is my next game offering.
Yeah, we'll play next time we're together.
Yes.
Mhm.
I
We'll
would
bring
love
us
that.
closer. Yeah.
Okay, I have a good couple games I could recommend to you. I'll
Okay.
text you them.
Okay.
Couple card games. I'm not much of an escape roomer either. I just don't get
Okay.
the point.
It's like you have to like tell a riddle to get a key, and then
I'm
there's
not
like
doing I'm
it's
not
just
good at doing
like
things on cue. And so I'm curious,
sure.
like for you, a stand-up comic, are you
Be
good at it?
you
Huh?
like having to be on cue or having to be like on.
Yeah, and obviously, like I'm sure those are some planned and improvised, and obviously you go off crowd interaction and things like that. But I mean, you're standing up on a crowd, like, here we go, I'm gonna do this. Let's go, 1, 2, 3.
Sure. I mean, it's almost, I think that's why I didn't like improv, because it was so unpredictable and you like have to rely on other people to make it all work. But stand up is, for the most part, pretty calculated. If you do crowd work, that's a whole different thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks like it's like off the cuff on the whim, but it's
Yeah.
really planned out. Yeah. Control. I have an issue with that.
Okay. Wait, I don't know why that made me this whatever you just said or did is making
Oh,
me go to this question, but have you ever been a faker?
when I come,
Yeah.
1,000,000%. I would like to say I'm in
Really?
remission. I'd like to say I'm in recovery,
Okay.
but I think being a people pleaser and also being a performer, I have given Academy Award winning fake orgasms. Like truly some of my best work. But I just got to a point, I'm like, it helps no one. Like, he can't learn.
Yeah.
I'm not winning,
Right.
But I've had my fair share of bad sex, and I think in order to get out of it, we do the whole
Right.
performance. Yeah.
Right.
Where
Okay.
in reality I can just say, stop.
Yeah,
But
no thank you.
yeah. Yeah. I do
Yeah.
think now I'm turning 30 in a couple weeks, and I do feel the most empowered I have ever felt in my sexual journey.
Okay.
And if it's not cutting the mustard, we're gonna talk about it.
I love that.
Yeah. Are
Will
you like
you
hardcore no faker?
I used to.
Okay.
So, I mean, I used to have sex pretty much primarily while drunk when I was young.
Sure.
So, I can't imagine I was authentic about much of that.
Sure. No one was.
As I've aged, as I've gotten older, I mean, probably since my mid-20s, I've been like, I am not faking this. Like, I'm not going to be miserable. Like, again, I like the act of sex. That's fine. I
Sure.
don't need to come every time.
Sure.
But like, if we're going multiple times, like over the next few days, weeks, like we're gonna have to change up the atmosphere and the vibe and who comes first and that whole sort of thing. Just
Yeah.
not tit for tat, but just like share it around, pass it around the
Yeah.
globe a little.
100%. I actually had a
Yeah.
sex coach on my podcast, and her whole thing was like, we need to stop making sex and coming the only reason why we have sex. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much more.
It's so much more.
Just like to live, laugh, love,
Oh my God.
Show a little tit.
Not your dad telling you in your last solo episode that which okay, you guys, I just have to say again, we're nearing the end of the episode. I'm going to ask you for a wine of the week and where we can find you, but I have to
Yep.
just say, you must tune in to Open Wide podcast. And may I say, start with a Open Wide with herself. Any of the part fours, I've listened to part one and part four, equally hilarious. And this last,
Thank you.
part four, you call a couple people because you're like, I am fucking hating the sound of my voice. I'm filming right now. And can I tell you, so relatable and hilarious and just like you are human but like before I knew that you did that, I was laughing hysterically at everything you were saying before then, so it's just like you really have to sometimes take yourself out and
Sure.
look at yourself out of someone else's eyes.
God, it's hard because when you're in it, I'm like, I should just become an accountant now. Like, I'm never gonna do comedy ever again.
Yeah. Solo episodes are hard though. I do I do 3 guests, typically 1 solo, 3 guests, 1 solo. And sometimes I have anxiety about them, but then I always get rave reviews, like I love how you just blabber, blabber, blabber and, loved it. So keep
you're
doing
killing it. You're killing it. I just I'm so grateful for even us coming together and you asking. I love you already.
Yes, I do too. Okay. What's your wine of the week?
Yeah, I would say, on a micro level, I've talked about this. I think instead of storming the Capitol, we need to storm Chipotle HQ. The meat at Chipotle has gotten so utterly grotesque. I just feel like we've lost the plot. We're eating the cow's clit. It is so foul. Like, we need to band together, get the board members of Chipotle together, and come to some, happy place, because it's just, I can't do it anymore.
So it's the meat quality for you.
Oh, it's not even meat. It's trash. It's so gummy.
Oh,
I will say, on a macro level, my wine of the week would be to encourage people to be boring if they are authentically a boring person. I don't know if you experience this in Houston, but in LA, I see so many people try to tack on these different personality traits on their little charm bracelet when it's not who they are. Like, you liking Brain Dead Studios is not a personality trait.
I don't know what Brain Dead Studios is.
It's this like niche little like film, like little group of people. People love to talk about loving Brain Dead Studios. They're great. I have nothing against them. But I would just hope, in a time where people feels like they need to be so unique and so different and like just change who they are, if you're vanilla inside, like, lean in. I love a boring person if that's who they authentically are. I can't do the riffraff. I can't.
Because being boring is, in fact, being different.
Yes, and it's authentic. We're craving authenticity.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you like your 9 to 5 and your little TV show and a little chicken and rice dish, pop off. Like, I that is so much more interesting than like dyeing a strip of your hair green because you like think it's going to be a whole. I'm all about exploration too. Find yourself, but at the end of the day, if you're boring, be boring.
Yeah. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
One last TikTok ban thoughts, real quick. The like 12-hour ban.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I kind of love the drama of it.
Okay.
Again, wasn't like a big TikTok fan to begin with, which may be an unpopular opinion. I made the mistake of deleting the app and I cannot get it back.
I'll send you a link. I just saw somebody who posted how to get it back.
Okay.
If you're interested.
You and me. We're in this. We're in this. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, do it for the drama. Yeah, why not?
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Closing out, I already mentioned a few times, Open Wide Podcast, but where else can we find you?
Yeah, at the Emily Petros on all social media accounts. It's Open Wide Pod. I release new episodes usually every other Wednesday until I find a sugar daddy. And yeah, it's been a great time. So come check it out.
Yes, I highly recommend it, you guys. And again, like, we said at the beginning of the episode, thank God you said it, not me again, that maybe we're soul sisters. We like each other. Now 100%. We're nearing the end. How do we feel? Still the same?
I feel like I need to kiss you on the mouth by the end of Q2. So whether that's you come to LA, I come to Houston.
Oh my God, I would love that. Yes. Yeah, okay, I actually am planning to come to LA, but if you come to Houston too, let's stay in touch.
Okay, deal.
And if I come to LA, or actually either, I want to do an in-person episode with you too. If you're not too cool at your new studio production company.
No. And I want you to come on mine.
Okay, I'm in. This is my RSVP. Okay, it was so good to meet you. Thank you so much for the convo. Loved
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Whiners, we'll see you next Thursday. Bye. Yay!